Welcome back to this deep dive. If you're a young professional, maybe you've just stepped into leadership for the first time, or perhaps you're about to, and you're staring down those first 90 days, exciting, but maybe a bit intimidating too, then this deep dive is absolutely for you. Today, we're taking, well, maybe an unexpected journey into a real classic, The Art of War by Sun Tzu. Now, I can almost hear some of you thinking, hang on, a war book? Seriously, what's ancient strategy got to do with, leading my software team?
Right, or launching a marketing campaign, or just running better meetings. It seems like a stretch.
It does, and that's a fair question. But here's the thing. Sun Tzu wasn't just writing about, battlefields. His insights are really about strategy, yes, but maybe more deeply, they're about understanding people, timing, navigating tricky situations.
And making really smart decisions when the pressure's on.
Exactly. Which, when you boil it down, those are the exact skills, the strategic muscles every new manager needs to build, especially in those early days when you feel you have to prove yourself. So our mission today is pretty clear. We're going to pull out 3 core leadership strategies from The Art of War. We'll translate them into plain English for today's workplace, and crucially, give you practical tips you can use, right away in your first 90 days.
Yep, actionable stuff, not just theory.
Definitely.
Real.
We'll even share a quick story showing these ideas in action. The goal is useful moves you can make, well, basically, now. Okay, so let's unpack this first big idea from Sun Tzu, especially relevant when you feel like you're stepping into the unknown as a new leader.
Well, Sun Tzu famously talked about the critical importance of knowing the ground you stand on. And this wasn't just about, geography in a literal sense. For him, it meant really understanding your entire environment, your own strengths, weaknesses.
Your team's capabilities, maybe the competition's.
Exactly. And the terrain itself, its advantages, disadvantages, hidden obstacles, even the unseen stuff like vulnerabilities or hidden strengths, both personal and systemic, that's often missed.
That hits home, doesn't it? When you're a new manager, there's this, immediate pressure to do something, make your mark. But Sun Tzu is basically saying, hang on, pause. For a new leader, knowing the ground means understanding your team members as individuals, what makes them tick, and the company culture often, how things really get done, not just what the handbook says.
Right, the informal networks.
Yeah. And the key metrics, obviously, sales numbers, development times, whatever they are for your team, but also digging into those hidden things. Constraints like the unwritten office politics, budget limits they didn't mention in the interview.
Or even old code, technical debt, that slows everything down. That's definitely part of your terrain.
That makes so much sense.
It really does. And the power of knowing your terrain for a new manager is it stops you from, stepping on political landmines or making assumptions that just annoy your team right off the bat.
Yeah, day one mistakes.
When you really get the landscape, you can make smarter choices. You know which fights are worth fighting, which ones to maybe sidestep for now, and, crucially, you set realistic expectations. For your team, for your boss, it's basically strategic intelligence gathering.
Okay, but here's a thought. Isn't there a risk of getting stuck? Like analysis paralysis, just observing forever. How do you know when you've gathered enough intel to actually do something?
That's a really good point. And that's where the actionable bit comes in. It's not about endless analysis. It's targeted, insightful gathering.
Right. So how do you actually do that in those first few weeks? Let's get concrete. Okay, tip 1. Structured one-on-ones. Run them in week 1, definitely by month 1. And don't just wing it. It's so easy to do that when you're swamped. Use a template, maybe 30 minutes. 5 minutes, just a personal check-in, genuinely ask about their weekend. Not just small talk. It builds trust.
Trust is everything for a new leader.
Totally. Then maybe 10 minutes on wins and roadblocks. What's working well? What's getting in their way? Quick wins for you if you can help unblock something. Then 10 on priorities, what support they need next. And 5 minutes just confirming next steps for both of you. It shows you listen and act.
Good structure.
Second tip. Map skills and dependencies. Make a simple, one-page skills matrix. Think of it as your team's tactical map.
Who's good at what? Who needs development?
Exactly. Where are the gaps? This helps you assign work smartly, figure out hiring needs, maybe even cross-train people. Third, identify your 3 pillars of success for the first 90 days. Ask yourself, okay, what 3 things must go right for this team to succeed under me this quarter?
Get specific.
Write them down. Make them visible.
Yeah.
Share them. It gives everyone focus. Fourth, and this is tough, observe the culture before you change it. New managers feel pressure to bring in best practices immediately.
Oh yeah, seen that happen.
But maybe spend 2 solid weeks just listening more than acting. Go to the meetings, Read old docs, see how decisions really get made. The informal stuff, crucial for not messing up.
The shadow structure.
Yeah. And finally, know the metrics, the KPIs, but more importantly, know the story behind them. Don't just memorize numbers. Ask why.
Why did conversion drop? Was it a campaign, a bug, the market?
Right. Dig in. Like, instead of just yelling, go faster at your dev team, find the real bottlenecks. Is it unclear specs from product? Bad handoffs.
Understand the terrain to fix the root cause, not just the symptom.
Makes sense.
And this kind of deep listening, this methodical approach, it naturally leads to the next question. Okay, you have this knowledge, now what? How do you use it to move forward effectively, build momentum without, stirring up unnecessary trouble?
Ah, yes. This brings us to the second strategy.
Which is fascinating.
Yeah, this is where it gets really interesting, I think, because it builds right on that understanding you've just built.
So Sun Tzu's core idea of winning without prolonged conflict, it's incredibly powerful. He basically argued the best victory isn't through brute force.
I'm not just grinding it out.
No. It's achieved through such smart positioning, such clear advantage, that direct confrontation just becomes unnecessary. You create an environment where the outcome you want just sort of happens.
And for leadership, that's gold. It translates perfectly to aligning incentives, making the team's purpose super clear.
And then just systematically removing the friction points so the team can move forward together almost smoothly.
Right. And when we talk about fighting here, for a new manager, it's not literal battles, it's those internal power struggles, right?
Yeah, or unclear priorities where teams pull in different directions.
Or stakeholders with competing interests that just drain energy, kill morale, slow everything down. New managers often try to tackle every conflict head on.
Which is exhausting and often counterproductive. Sun Tzu offers a smarter way.
Yeah, a more elegant path.
And the impact is huge. A manager who removes friction creates momentum. And honestly, momentum beats heroics every single time in the long run.
So true.
It's about building a machine that just works, then adding fuel, rather than constantly fixing a broken one. Think how much energy gets wasted on pointless arguments about scope or process.
Totally. Eliminate that and your team suddenly feels like they can achieve anything.
Exactly. They feel unstoppable.
Okay, so how do you actually get to this win without fighting state? First, set a clear North Star, translate the team mission into one clear sentence for purpose, and a shared success metric, something everyone can repeat. If they know why they're doing stuff, alignment is way easier.
It's not just a poster on the wall, it's daily understanding.
Right. Second, host a rapid alignment session, maybe in week 2. A focused 60-90-minute meeting. Agree on top priorities right now, who owns what, and what done looks like.
Write it down, capture it, and share it.
Yes. Avoids those endless email chains later. Third, make decision rights explicit. Who decides what? Document it. Make it visible.
Simple but powerful.
It prevents so much debate, empowers people to act. Fourth, try pre-mortems for risky projects. Before starting something big, get the team together. Imagine it failed horribly.
Sounds grim, but it works.
It does. Then work backward. Why did it fail? Identify likely causes. This upfront alignment on risks saves massive rework and conflict later.
You tackle the monsters before they grow.
Exactly. And finally, actively remove process friction. Pick something recurring, a weekly report, code reviews, marketing approvals, and aim to cut, say, 30% of the unnecessary steps.
Fewer approvals, clearer templates, automation.
Yeah, often it's the small, annoying stuff that really drags down morale and momentum.
And a really practical habit here, just to keep things humming, is a weekly 15-minute alignment huddle.
Oh, I like that. Quick.
Super quick. Standing meeting. Blockers erased fast, ownership clarified, next steps confirmed. Way better than meeting marathons. Keeps that forward motion. What's really cool is how these small, consistent habits build serious team cohesion. They reduce that internal friction, letting the team just flow towards the goal, almost like magic.
That's actually a perfect segue into our third and final strategy because, even if you're perfectly aligned,
The world changes.
right, plans rarely survive contact with reality, do they?
Not often, and Sun Tzu was big on this. He stressed flexibility. He said victory isn't about sticking rigidly to one plan.
Like water flying around rocks.
Exactly like that. Adapting to circumstances. Using your strengths to adapt, not just to power through blindly.
That's huge for new managers, especially when you feel that pressure to have all the answers. Plans are important, they give direction, sure.
But they're a starting point.
Yeah. Your ability to adapt faster than problems pop up or the competition moves, that's what really determines success. It's not the perfect initial plan. It's the most adaptable team and mindset.
Precisely. And you see the importance everywhere. Project scopes change, resources get reallocated, leadership priorities shift.
All the time.
Teams that can iterate quickly, learn from what happens, even failures, and pivot when needed. Those are the teams that win. They see change as an opportunity, not just a threat.
Okay, so how do you build that kind of fluidity, that adaptiveness, when you're still finding your footing? First, run small, time-boxed experiments. Instead of one giant 6-month plan, break work into like 2 to 4 week experiments.
Clear hypothesis, measurable outcome.
Right. If it fails, you learn fast, pivot cheap. It's about learning quickly, out in the open. Second, install fast feedback loops, daily stand-ups, weekly demos, user feedback sessions, whatever works for your context.
Get signals early.
Yeah, get signals before it's too late to change course. Catch the small ripples before they become tidal waves. Third, use a decision log. Sounds simple, but it's powerful. Record major decisions, the assumptions you made then, and what actually happened.
Builds historical context. Helps you decide faster next time.
And it shows your team you're being thoughtful, not just reactive. Plus, transparency for stakeholders. Fourth, prioritize reversible moves, especially early on. Ask, if this goes wrong, can we back out easily?
Minimize the blast radius.
Exactly. Favor reversible bets early to reduce risk, build confidence, easier to pivot from a small trial than a huge commitment. And finally, celebrate learning, not just success. Create a safe space where the team can talk openly about what didn't work and why. No blame.
Maybe a lessons learned bit in retrospective.
Perfect. Builds that culture of continuous improvement. That's the heart of being adaptable.
And you can kind of frame that as a mini cycle. Hypothesize an idea, test it small, maybe 2 to 4 weeks, measure the results, decide, pivot, stop, or scale up.
Then repeat.
Exactly. It's continuous, rapid iteration, a very pragmatic, low-risk way to lead.
Okay, to make this all really concrete, let me tell you a quick, realistic story. Let's call the manager Priya. She joins this product team, mid-sized company, and they've been shipping features super slowly for months. Painfully slow.
Common problem.
Yeah, and she feels that pressure, right? Gotta fix it now. But instead, she remembers Sun Tzu. So, first week, she just listens. She works hard to know the terrain, does those structured one-on-ones, sits in meetings, reads old docs.
Get in.
And she finds 2 key bottlenecks. First, engineers constantly waiting for clear specs. Second, the product manager is totally overworked trying to clarify everything because there's no standard template for acceptance criteria. Priya sees the friction, the frustration.
The hidden terrain reveal.
Exactly. Now, instead of trying to fix everything at once, classic new manager trap leads to burnout. She uses the be fluid and adaptive approach. Needs a quick, low-risk win. She picks one small, reversible experiment, a 2-week trial of a simple 1-page acceptance criteria template, plus a quick 15-minute daily sync just for the first week to smooth things out.
And she frames it as an experiment, right? Not a mandate.
Crucially, yes. Let's just try this. The result. In just 2 weeks, cycle time for small features drops 20%. The PM feels way less stressed, less context switching, instant momentum, trust, relief.
Wow, that's significant.
Right. Then, before rolling the template out more widely, Priya runs a quick pre-mortem with the team. That's the win without fighting. Bit proactively aligning on potential problems before they happen.
Smart. Getting ahead of the conflict.
And she uses a decision log. Captures why they made the change, what they learned. Building that foundation.
Priya's story just nails it, doesn't it? It shows how applying these principles works in the real world. She listened first.
New to terrain.
Aligned incentives by making work easier and clearer.
Won without fighting.
And ran a fast, adaptive experiment. Built momentum and trust. No big drama, just steady, smart wins. That's leading with strategy and empathy.
That is the magic right there. Okay, for everyone listening who wants a quick checklist, here's how you might break this down over your first 90 days, first 30 days. Run those one-on-ones, use that template, build that simple skills matrix, observe rituals and formal signals, don't change yet. Identify your top 3 success pillars for the next 90 days.
Laying the groundwork.
Days 3160. Host that alignment session, get priorities clear, define and write down decision rights. Who calls the shots on what? Launch one small reversible experiment to remove some friction you found.
Starting to act, but carefully.
Days 6190. Measure the results of your experiment. Use that decision log. Scale what worked. Start looking at bigger problems, maybe hiring or tricky stakeholder stuff. Run a team retrospective. Celebrate learning, plan the next cycle.
Building momentum, learning, scaling.
Perfect.
And maybe just a super quick summary of do's and don'ts as you navigate this. Do listen first, act second, curiosity wins, make decisions visible, transparency builds huge trust, favor small reversible bets, learn safely.
Good ones?
Don't try to be the hero who solves everything instantly. It's a marathon. Change processes before you understand why they exist. You might break something important. Ignore the team's informal signals. That's often where the real story is.
Excellent reminders. All right, so let's quickly recap. Sun Tzu's timeless ideas give us 3 powerful moves for new managers. First, know your terrain. Understand your team, your context, the hidden stuff.
Foundational.
Second, win without fighting. Align incentives, clarify purpose, remove friction, build that unstoppable momentum.
Smoother sailing.
And third, be fluid and adaptive. Iterate with small experiments. Learn fast. Pivot when needed, because things always change.
Embrace the change.
And these aren't just, nice ideas.
No, they're practical habits, things you can start doing tomorrow, in your next one-on-one, your next planning meeting. They build real momentum, trust, and capability.
So if you take away just one single thing from this deep dive today, maybe let it be this. Lead like a strategist who really gets people first. Strategy without understanding your people, their strengths, fears, motivations, it's kind of empty, right? And great people. Without a clear, adaptable strategy, they'll just flounder. Combine both deep understanding of your team, flexible, iterative strategy, and you turn those small wins into real momentum. You navigate that new role with way more confidence and impact. Okay. If you found this deep dive useful, please do 2 quick things for us. First, subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Second, share this with one friend who just became a manager.
Yeah, that person feeling a bit overwhelmed. Send it their way.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, and if you want that free 1-page first 90 days checklist we mentioned, just hit the link in the show notes or drop a comment. We'll get it to you. Thanks so much for listening. Keep leading thoughtfully, keep experimenting, and we'll see you next time.